We bring in our panel to talk all about Coinbase. David Siemer is with us, CEO, Wave Digital Assets, and Ray Salmond, head of markets at Cointelegraph. And when we look at what happened here with Coinbase, I mean, what we really did see was a lot more trading that's been happening. There's been a lot of optimism, big picture here. Ray, some of your thoughts.
I think it was good for Coinbase. Their Q3 earnings were good. Their revenue, their market share, and their growth is in a good place. Transaction and trading revenue rose slightly above 1 billion from 527 million in the previous year. Revenue from their subscription and services sector is up by 34% to $746 million, while their stablecoin related revenue also rose to 354 million. So they beat analyst expectations, which was, I think, $1.06 per share, and the print was $1.50. So things are looking good. Now, there are some concerns that is this type of growth that we see sustainable in a downtrending market, or if a bear market eventually comes about, how will Coinbase pivot and continue to meet shareholder expectations in that time? But I think they're well aware of this, and what they've done is they've made an effort to shore up against this outcome by diversifying their income rails and scaling into more businesses across various sectors like payments, OTC services, spot Bitcoin ETF custodial services, and they're making multiple acquisitions across the space. Most recently, I think Deribit, which was the largest non-regulated derivatives exchange in the entire game outside of CME, futures and options. So Coinbase is looking like it's in a really good place.
And when we talk about Coinbase, they said they're really making progress. They'd seen some trading volume rise, the progress on its everything exchange, planning to capture a greater share of the wallet from the customers. I mean, what did you make of that, David, some of the trends that we're seeing?
Yeah, what's really impressive is just how much retail investors are still kind of engaged in the space. Obviously, this earnings release predates the October 10th kind of big liquidation wipeout. So it would be interesting to see in Q4 what happens with that. Prices are lower. Bitcoin's not down a lot, but alts are down a lot. Especially the kind of non-blue chip alts. That's what they kind of make. Coinbase makes a lot of their revenue. But the retail, kind of power of the retail base and how enthused they've been, even though the market was relatively choppy and it wasn't like a hugely up market in that quarter, just kind of show it's a good litmus test of how active the American consumer is in this asset.
How much do people believe in crypto now? More so, David, than a few months ago, last year? I mean, that's when we really got all those ETFs approved, and we've seen a lot more institutional interest in a big way, and central banks' interest in crypto. David, where do we stand now on the idea of crypto investing versus even just a short time ago?
Yeah, it depends even by a short time ago, but even like a year ago, none of that was there. Crypto was seen as kind of a bastard stepchild of the asset class. I mean, the transformation's been remarkable. Every institution is now in this space. Banks, JP Morgan announcing, using Bitcoin as collateral for loans. Every possible positive tailwind this industry could have, it has right now. A lot of that is obviously driven by the administration on down. The new head of the CFTC being super pro crypto, head of the SEC being so pro, really kind of paves the way for institutions to finally participate. And it takes them a little while. I mean, all this changed, 7-8 months ago, and it takes that long for institutions to actually get their ducks in a row and be ready to move forward with this. But they're all here now.
Yeah. And Ray, tell me more about the big picture here. I mean, of course, we saw Coinbase profit surge and the idea a lot about Bitcoin and more. Ray?
If you're asking about Coinbase, their future and kind of the future of exchanges, I think there's more competition coming into the space. So there's pending crypto exchange IPOs from Kraken, Crypto.com, and it's possible that even Binance's US wing, because they have some relations with the Trump family biz, who's all about crypto now, even they at some point might consider an IPO in the future. So while Coinbase currently has that first mover status and trust and market dominance, obviously more hooks in the water could make fishing a little bit harder for them.
Yeah, understood. Are you surprised, Ray, to see that a lot of the targets here are above where we're trading? For example, Cantor has a 459 target. I saw Goldman has a 368 target. Not all of them are higher, but do you think there's potential for the upside here, Ray?
That's a tough question to answer. It's a multifaceted set of factors that could influence that, but I think it's safe to say that anything's possible.
Final thought?
Yeah, I think it depends on the market. Crypto market holds together and we continue to see, higher prices. That'll lead to a lot of retail activation, excitement. And then, yeah, Coinbase could trade a lot higher. I mean, they still have a lot of market share. They've definitely demonstrated the power of their brand. They're by far the most expensive crypto exchange on the planet. I think on average, almost like 10x, per transaction, more than most of the other exchanges. They get away with that because of their brand. So that would be the big X factor in my mind. Can they maintain user base while charging really high?
Well, I'm looking here. We have a winning week on Wall Street again, another winning month. Folks are feeling pretty good after a lot of wild ride and a lot of headlines. David Siemer and also Ray Salmond. David, Ray, thank you.